de Chicago, como 5 horas por coche más o menos. Está dentro del país, sí, en medio, como en aguas calientes, pero ya.
Pero ya.
Okay. So we need to the title.
No, no lo sé. No les escogido el título.
Upper and lower case. So you want to add the first 5 words or so to this header. Page number all the way to the right. So you can just add space, move that over. Or you can bring this all to the right and then add space and this moves to the left. Don't forget your abstract. Title.
Eso quería ver. Sí, vi un video, ¿no? Donde decía que hay que poner cada uno en introduction, abstract.
Así es. See here in announcements. We are aligned in the video talk about all of this information included in the introduction, the conclusion, and the abstract. Have you changed your, or do you still need to change them?
Eso es lo que le iba a decir, que si estaba bien que hubiera puesto gráficas.
Sí. Sí, you should have some graphs.
Me habían dicho que si es que también no quiere, me dijeron que si era que dependiendo de cómo era tu test, era code for
but almost everybody's having some sort of graph, almost. Okay, these should be left. Is it level 2 or level 3 heading?
2.
All right, so flush left. Main words capitalized, so learning, using, listening. Yeah, too much information. This paragraph's too long. But 400 words in this. Okay, so it looks like you're including evidence and analyzing this paragraph, correct? I think you kept back, like here, for example, you have skill, okay, in accordance with the students who practice and target language for real life situations present clear understandings of the language. Then you talk, this is the discussion, This is the discussion. What is needed in a degree approach. Okay. You have one little bit of information, one evidence, in this case a direct quote, students, and you're analyzing, and so too much. It's like you need more evidence to be able. Well, no, you should have a balance between the two. But imagine you're like saying, you know, you're discussing a whole lot of stuff that's not there because you just have very little evidence. You know what I'm saying? It's like so. You don't have to. It doesn't have to be one sentence evidence, one sentence analyze, but you can have 2 sentences or 3 sentences of evidence, then talk about it. But you need, don't talk too much. You have too much discussion here, essentially. So, cut back. Now here, during observations, I can notice that most of the times, teachers used to present different skills in an isolated way, but sometimes provide examples. Be more specific. But sometimes they use this approach Can you add a direct quote, perhaps? For example, see, this should be the example up here. These are all examples. Then in a sales class, she asks learners to get in pairs and fill in an exercise by using some phrases that they thought, okay, useful phrase, like what? Like what phrases, right? After that, Excel asks them to listen to a track and check their answers, as they can notice. Okay. All of this discussion, maybe you create a chart where you itemize all of these things that you're saying here. Because you're going into a lot of detail and it's starting to get hard to follow, and you've got all these words in this long paragraph, and there's really not much discussion after this. So you can cut back the words here, create a chart, and then talk about the chart, discuss the chart. So create a chart, and then discuss the chart.
Pues bueno, lo que decía ahí. Tengo que, ¿sobre qué hablan esa parte? No,
Aquí.
Lo que tengo que hacer.
¿Ese?
Chart.
Estás hablando de lo que pasó en el sales class, primero para oeste, y estás así nada más describiendo lo que pasó. Pues en lugar de este, pues un chart, y tú hablas de los charts, no todos los aspectos, pero algunas cosas de los resultados. Porque es mucho detalle que no, de hecho después no hay discusión sobre eso. ¿Sí? Entonces, un chart puedes quitar pares de este y agregar aquí, ahora ya necesitas más discusión, ¿sí? Aquí tienes demasiado. ¿Sí? Aquí, porque nada más tienes este evidencia. Es muy importante la manera en cuando estás presentando la evidencia, or the results and discussion. ¿Sí?
¿Hasta dónde termina este párrafo? ¿Esto está abajo?
Está abajo. Es mucha información. También. Ahí despega. Now here, such an approach, which approach?
Sí, sí lo puedo poner entre paréntesis o...
Pues nada más tú
Es que
ponen,
sí venía la cita
Oxford
textual.
says that the separated approach, quote, would not.
Ah, ok, ok. Para no modificar lo que...
Sí, pero y aquí también, itself, using, now, this is a direct quote, so you could put in brackets. Separated skill approach. Let's see. Throughout the observations, I noticed. Be careful with motives. Notice that students had several problems when asking teachers. All right.
Sí, exacto.
Sí. Let's see.
No, creo que lo puse.
Here, and you don't have to say for example, but you can say, in Dental's class, they were discussing the use of verb negative, and asked them to help with questions or able to do, and several mistakes with he can. The topic was presented in an isolated way. All the students were asked to the real context, and they agreed. All right, you're not saying that anything about the problem here. So instead of saying there's a problem here, evidence, and now discuss the problem. Like what is the problem? Because you're not mentioning it here. All right, so discuss the problem, evaluate, critique, analyze, etc. Evidence in this paragraph. Make sure that each paragraph includes linking sentences. Okay.
Yo creo que sí. El sentence.
Oh, este?
Nada más
okay, bueno. Okay, so check for
no se movió. spelling consistency.
Sometimes in class, a lot of, so add a topic sentence here. Say, so students use total verbs.
Eso fue un que me hizo corregir.
During the observations, students use grammar precision. Okay.
Porque está ahí medio que ya
This is a little bit better here. This getting there. Just look at these comments here. Intentional learning. I'm not sure I understand this. If the teacher or student wants to know during the class, grammar or if the information gathered during the class. Okay, this makes sense to me here, but I'm not sure about this. I don't know, a different quote or a quote that has a bit more context, or say something before this just to set it up. During this activity, the teacher planned to ask students. Check all of your things. All right. Yeah. Let's see. Students prefer going step by step. 58% of the students totally agree with this statement. What statement? The information obtained in these questionnaires that were applied shows that both groups believe that students prefer to learn English grammar explicitly. 58% of the students totally agree with the statement. 25% agree. What do you mean here? The teachers say that students like to learn grammar explicitly. Okay, what did the students say? Well, you have 59%. Is that the same as 58%? Check your percentages. You have 59, 20. I don't know if that is the same. Totally agree.
Es que la gráfica
Students prefer.
Okay,
so
so
here, add these two together. Because here you're not differentiating between totally agree and agree. I totally agree. In this statement, okay, yeah. Okay. I would just say that
Agree or totally agree?
60, what, 70, 80%
Agree.
of the students prefer that English be taught explicitly.
Yeah.
They see chart and here put see graph 1 or whatever.
Y no pongo agree en todo, agree. Porque sí, como que contestaron.
Sí, pero ellos pueden ver, okay, totally agree, okay, entiendo lo que está diciendo.
Prefer.
A menos que es necesario diferenciar o hablar sobre los alumnos que contestaron como totally agree versus agree, ¿verdad? Pero es más como agree versus que no están de acuerdo. ¿Verdad? Porque de hecho casi todos agree. Entonces,
eso era lo que no seguro si era correcto con la gráfica y o no.
but you really see this case, ¿verdad? Pero la idea a veces hablar de algún aspecto, no todo, todo depende de qué quieres decir, pero en el caso yo pienso agregando los dos porcentajes. Maybe reference the chart earlier, like here. In parentheses. That's a great show. Okay, so when you insert graphs, everything that we talked about before about option 1, options 2 applies. So don't kind of gloss over the text. Text is still the root of paper. The images are to help understand what you're reading. So, like for example, here paragraph not is undeveloped. Developed. You see, right? Because you have evidence, analyze, where's the discussion, the evidence. This is evidence. Talk a little bit about this, but the text might be reduced a little bit, and you discuss. You can discuss in the same paragraph or discuss in a separate paragraph. But in this case, now you can add a discussion. Okay. So I want you to follow over each paragraph, just like we're here, and look very specifically at the evidence and results, and see how you're presenting both in good balance, making sure that the evidence is coming before you discuss, not the other way around. And I think that'll get you closer. Add everything else, basically, that you need to add. Do you have your codes?
No. Los empecé a hacer en lo que me mandó de... Empecé a poner ahí. No, es que no quería modificar aquí.
¿Por qué?
Porque como aparece la última vez que lo modifiqué, si decía que lo hice, por ejemplo, ayer, entonces lo modifiqué. Como era para viernes lo de discussion.
No le hace.
Por eso lo hice.
Yo prefiero que termines con el texto y todo, y que entiendo que tal vez las imágenes no se ve bien, pero todo el texto ya terminado aquí. Y ya cuando terminas con todo, pasan ahí nada más con los formatos, imágenes nada más.
Es que, digo, como yo vi que era para el viernes, lo de Results and Discussion.
Pero puedes seguir trabajando.
Sí, nomás como veía que no me había puesto calificación, dije, a lo mejor no he checado.
No, yo no voy a
checar
poner la
la
calificación hasta final. Ahorita no.
Es que no, si ve que lo última, no sé, el último ajuste, lo hice el domingo, va a decir, pues no lo terminó el viernes, lo terminó
No, soy sí, ahorita en eso.
Por eso lo empecé a hacer en un documento para...
No, prefiero que estés aquí. Porque para que no pierdas nada. Y es más fácil, bueno, yo pienso así, siempre tener todo aquí para que cualquier cosa, siempre lo tienes aquí. Sí, entonces ya cambias todo, agrega todo y termina con todo aquí en Google Drive. Y hasta puedes para aquí, pues imprimiendo directamente aquí para viernes. Ya para el final, si quieres, pasan a Word y si hay tienes que agregar algo, puedes hacer así, pero quiero que ya termines con todo aquí. All right. Any other questions, Luis?
Siempre es nada más uno, ¿verdad? No,
Sí.